I heard recently that the end of the summer means three things: fresh peaches, fresh apples, and ripe tomatoes. It also could mean salsa because you find that many of the ingredients that you need for salsa are coming off at the same time then. We're going to do salsa today, but it's going to be a little bit differently. Traditionally, we think of it as something that you use with ripe tomatoes. Today, I'm going to use tomatillos, and I've got some green tomatillos cut up here. You'll remember the tomatillo is also known as the husk tomato, and what you do simply is remove the husk, pull off the stem with that, and then you can chop it. You don't need to core it and do all those kinds of things. It'll cook down during the cooking process. Now, if you don't have tomatillos, you can still prepare this kind of salsa because green tomatoes will work equally well. And if you don't have those either, you have one more alternative, and that would be to use canned tomatillos. Now, the only thing you need to remember there is to drain them first. You need to prick them so that the juice can drain out. You could leave it in there and chop it up, but it's kind of messy chopping it when all the juice is there, and you run the alternative, or the result then, it can be very runny. Now also to this, we're going to add some other vegetables that will be common at this time of year. We're going to add some 1½ cups of seeded long green chilies, and you can use any kind of green pepper that you'd like. Now, since I'm using a green tomato or the tomatillos, and I had 5 cups of those chopped, I think I'd like to stick with the green theme. If you wanted to throw in some red, you could use a red pepper at this point, and you'd have that contrasting color for yours. Now also with this, I'm going to add some jalapenos. This will make it spicy. If you don't want it real spicy, you can leave out the jalapenos. Make sure you seed them because not too many people are going to want that. If you want it really spicy, you might throw in 1 or 2 of these extra hot Thai peppers. We have ½ cup of the jalapeno goes in here. And 4 cups of chopped onion. The amount of chopping that you do is determined by how fine of a salsa you want. If you want it chunky, or if you're lazy, like I am, you leave them a little bit bigger pieces. The finer you want it, the more you cut. Also to that, we're going to add a cup of bottled lemon juice. And it's very important because we're talking about home canning with foods that just might not have enough acidity, that you use the bottled variety of lemon juice. Many people like to create their own salsa recipes, add their own ingredients, change things around. If you're canning, you really need to stick with a tested recipe. If you want to do some of that creativity, you can, but you need to either eat it fresh or you need to freeze it. Now to this, we have 6 cloves of garlic chopped up, a teaspoon of black pepper, and a tablespoon of salt, and I would recommend that you use home canning salt. The salt could be left out because with this recipe it is simply there to add flavor. It's not a safety factor, but the home canning salt does not have some of the ingredients that are added that might cause cloudiness later on, and you'll never know, is it the salt or is it a spoilage sign, so it's better not to add confusion to a problem that might not exist later on. This we then let simmer for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and put it into canning jars. There are other seasonings that you could add, spices such as oregano or basil or whatever seasoning herbs that you would like to add to this. You may do that at this point and individualize your own salsa, or you may leave them out. Those ingredients you're pretty flexible with to add, delete, increase amounts, decrease amounts, and go with as you like. But this now simmers 20 minutes. Once you've had it simmer for 20 minutes, you're ready to put it into the jars. Make sure you use standard home canning jars. The recipe calls for pint jars, and I'm going to use ½ pint jars today, and that is dependent on how much you want to have ready at any one time. One thing you'll want to remember is that no matter which size jar, if you start at the pint jar, you'll process the ½ pint jar the same length of time. You can't go to a larger jar because we're not given the processing time that would be safe for this. Now this is a high acid food, and so the fill on it is going to be ½ inch. And it's a matter of filling it till you think it's about right. And then if you adjust headspace at that point. And here we're going to take some of the liquid and probably some of the food out. Remember that jars, standard home canning jars, are marked so that you don't have to get a ruler out. All you need to do is follow the track for the screw band down till you find the end of it. So if you follow it around here, it ends right about here. And you need to get down to eye level to determine whether or not the jar is filled properly. If the jar is filled too full, you can have some safety problems. If the jar is not filled enough, you can again have safety problems. The low fill tends to result in darkening. It can also result in spoilage because the jar isn't sealed properly. It doesn't get sealed tight enough. Clean the band. And if you find that you have a lot of air bubbles in there, it's a good idea to, if you've got a thicker salsa, for instance, it's a good idea to run a plastic knife around to make sure that you get all the pockets out. Then adjust the lid that you've treated according to manufacturer's directions, and you're ready to tighten it. Now remember, you don't want to tighten it too tightly. That's not an effort to show, or a time when you want to show just how strong you are, because you want the air that's in here to come out, and then it pulls it down as a vacuum as the jar cools, and that's where you get your seal. Now many people like to have a salsa that has cilantro in it, and you could add that when we started the simmer. However, a lot of the cilantro flavor is going to be lost by doing that. What I'd recommend is, if you like that cilantro flavor, is that you get some cilantro and have it on hand so that you can stir it in when you're ready to serve. This is going to be processed in a water bath canner, depending on your altitude. 15 minutes if you're 1,000 feet or below, and above that in the state of Oklahoma, it would be 20 minutes. I think you'll enjoy this. It's fun. You get a product that is well worth having something special around on the table in the wintertime, and something that's fun for gifts too. For Oklahoma Gardening, this is Barbara Brown.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.